These are the best ways to store coffee so you can enjoy it for longer. But before we talk about how to store coffee, we need to understand why coffee goes bad in the first place and what's happening to the coffee as it ages. When coffee is roasted, carbon dioxide is formed as a byproduct of caramelization and Maillard reactions, the breaking down of carbohydrates and amino acids in the coffee. These gases become trapped in the cell walls of the coffee, forming a barrier which displaces oxygen and helps to prevent aroma from leaving the coffee and flavor compounds from oxidizing. Over time, coffee loses this CO2 barrier, allowing aroma compounds to escape and the coffee to oxidize faster. And coffee aging is sped up by the presence of four things. The first and biggest one being oxygen. Oxygen oxidizes the fats, volatile aromatics, sugars and acids, making the coffee taste stale and rancid. The second is moisture. A moist environment or direct contact with water speeds up oxidization and the degradation of fats and acids, resulting in a cardboardy, soggy taste. Light, UV and visible light, break down the aromatics and trigger photooxidation, leading to rancid notes and stale notes. And the last one is heat, which speeds up the degassing and oxidization of the coffee and causes aromas to evaporate, making the coffee lose clarity and taste flat. So how can we prevent this from happening? Unfortunately, this process cannot be stopped, but with smart storage of your coffee, you can significantly increase the lifespan of it. And there are three ways of storing coffee. The first and best way for most people is to just keep it in its original packaging, so long as it has a degassing valve, it's resealable, and it's placed in a dark, cool place. This will keep your coffee fresh for a couple of weeks, but no more than that. If the bag doesn't have a valve or seal, then your next best option is a dedicated container like an Airscape, Fellow Atmos, or other airtight container. And these work just as well as bags, if not slightly better. Something to be aware of when storing coffee is to only ever store whole beans. Ground coffee ages significantly quicker than beans due to the increased surface area. All of those pockets that the gas is trapped in become exposed to the air and nothing stops it from leaving. The final method, and best in terms of preserving freshness, is freezing, but it has to be done in a particular way. You aren't going to be taking beans out of the freezer every time you want to make a coffee, because that's just not practical. So instead, you're only going to freeze coffee you want to use at a later date. Coffees that are really rare, special, and have a unique flavor profile are deserving of being frozen and savored. And that's usually what freezing is used for. So the best way to do that is in single doses, sealed in vacuum packed bags, preferably, or Ziploc bags with the air removed. You freeze that, and then when you want to use it, you thaw the whole bag at room temperature. You don't open the bag, otherwise you'll create condensation and ruin the coffee. Each method of storing has their pros and cons, and the best method depends on how the coffee is going to be used. But for most people, keeping it in the bag is the best way to store it, so long as it's in a cold, dark environment. If you find this video has helped you understand how to store coffee better, or you have any questions, then please leave a comment below. And that's all for today's video. If you liked this video and want to see similar content in the future, subscribe, turn on notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you again soon.